damage.
But when he gets in, boy, does he love those hugs. He's going to take his time, no doubt going to keep himself at a mid-range to where he can whiff punish and Yungmonster, but Yungmonster went shotgun.
Yeah, he's not going to opt to try to zone out Jason. He wants to play the up-close game, and stanky legging. Cycl6ne trying to get out of the corner. And he's going to do some great damage here and go for the mix. 36% into the mix. And oh, Cycl6ne's going to have a huge damage boost here. Good block from Jackie with a backdash. Oh, and barely getting over it.
Scramble, that could have been everything that Cycl6ne needed, but way too many drops. And Yungmonster not only securing the round, but ended up switching positions, but the teleport, putting himself right back where he started.
Yeah, we know the damage that Jason is capable of that low on health. I mean, I've seen 4 hits, 55%, and that's with no bar. This man can do a world of damage. And great low profile from Yungmonster. That is one weakness of Jason's incredibly approaching back one, is that if you have a low profiling poke, it is fantastic to stop him from approaching you. And good block on the overhead low. Getting the red screen up again and has him cornered.
It's a jump kick, and then just getting the down one to keep Cycl6ne away from him.
Oh, and put up the armor. He wants to close this out now, and getting out of that command grab and out of the down twos. And this is going to put Cycl6ne in a terrible situation where he is going to have to potentially die here. Wow.
I cannot believe what just happened. I cannot believe. Why would... Okay. The armor, maybe that's went way differently in his head. Maybe he meant to go for a red screen and hit the wrong button. But either way, doing that armor, regardless of whether he wanted to, was the nail in the coffin.
So much whiffed from Cycl6ne. So much.
Yungmonster had too much life for... Even if everything went perfectly for Cycl6ne, he was not going to be able to kill Yungmonster by the time that armor went out.
He evaded.
So maybe that was just a misjudging.
He was able to dodge everything, and Cycl6ne threw the kitchen sink, the kitchen, the bathroom, the living room. He threw the apartment complex at him. This man, and Yungmonster just got out of there. I mean, that was the 5 Ds of dodgeball at its finest, guys. Dodge, duck, dip, dive, and dodge. And he got out of there. Sir. This man was dodging bullets like Neo in the Matrix. He was dodging, ladies and gentlemen, and he finds himself up 1-0 on Cycl6ne.
Now, Cycl6ne was still in the game for the most part. I had a few unfortunate drops in that first round. And then the rest was really just pretty much history. You see here, he's working his way in while still trying to keep somewhat of a distance to stay away from Jackie's normals, but that mid-screen shotgun blast is a serious problem, and he needs to be careful. And then Cycl6ne just not letting... He's just letting go of block at that point. They didn't realize the corner is not where he wants to be. Takes the round deficit, excuse me. Starting out the second round here with the back one command grab to switch positions, no doubt. And here comes that clinic. Armoring out, refuses, does not want anything to do with all those knees that Jason was dishing out. And this red screen seems to do kind of okay, but at the same time, Yungmonster's been doing really well with dealing with it.
Yeah, he has gotten out a lot of low pokes, stopping the approaches. Even in the red screen, that's what scares. He was able to find his down one, especially in game number 1. And wow, the mix, quick mix from Yungmonster. And utilizing the hit stun, getting the throw. He is using shotgun to its max potential right now.
And this is just an absolute slaughter right now. Cycl6ne, unfortunately, just not being able to do anything. We're not seeing any tick grabs. And it's not because he's not trying. It's just Yungmonster is doing such a good job dominating the up-close game where both characters are meant to be, and there's nothing else to it. Unfortunate, but at the same time, you take a look at Yungmonster utilizing the mid-screen low shotgun blast as almost like a way to keep Jason away when he doesn't want to be up close. More necessarily when Cycl6ne has when Cycl6ne is down a lot on life and has that damage boost to work with. That's when Yungmonster uses that mid-screen shotgun blast to kind of keep his distance, hopefully trip guarding him and just letting the damage do the work.
Yep, or catching a back one because you know when you're that low on health as Jason and that damage buff up, you're gonna try to risk something to try to get in. Either it's gonna be a jump, a back one, or a missed walk. Something's gonna happen to try to get to that damage.
Here we go. You see all the staggers now. Oh, doesn't get the follow-up on the back 3 up 1. Nice backdash, but a standing 1 anti-air by Yungmonster into the restand. Here's that mix. And it is still not your turn, sir. Finally down 1's right through it.
And great counter poke with withstand 1. And caught Cyclone, I think, pressing another button off that down 3, it looked like.
Oh, EX teleport to try and switch positions. He has all this damage boost to work with. Gets the whiff punish on the down 4. And a back 3.
I don't know.
Yungmonster not blocking correctly.
I don't know if that grab was supposed to whiff, but it looks extra swaggy seeing that it built extra bar and he was still able to close it out.
Hey, you know what? At this point, Cyclone's going to take what he can get. Finally gets surrounded there and is looking much better here in game number 3.
That red screen of death was a little too close and not enough hits done. Back in the corner goes Yungmonster. And a tick throw off a down 4. That's so swaggy how he does the 360 spin on the ground into it. And Yungmonster able to reverse the position quick. And now to watch out for the mix. Not falling for the stanky leg cancel. Cyclone looking really good here. Anti-air stand 1. Doesn't get the full conversion. May have missed a back 1 input.
Yungmonster not out of this just yet. Cyclone has a breaker to work with here. No doubt will use it if forced to do so. And puts himself out of the breaker. That is so horrifying to see. Going for that EX choke. That was a beautiful scout by Yungmonster. Cyclone so close to closing out that match. Definitely going to kick himself, but needs to stay composed here. He's not out of it just yet, but there's that shotgun blast we were talking about before. Yungmonster, brilliant with being patient enough to keep that distance.
Oh, and going for the tricky cancel off the instant low ground pound, and Cyclone not falling for it. That was such a good down 1 to stop that cancel into the overhead from happening.
Wow, backdashing the down 1 choke. Very smart by Yungmonster. Going to keep him standing here. And the mix, nice blocks by Cyclone. And EX choke just for good measure.
And again, interrupting the back 2 attempt from Yungmonster. This is great play from Cyclone, but Yungmonster does have 3 bars. Can Cyclone clutch it out and stay alive? As this match is for top 8, ladies and gentlemen, and gets over the, well, but doesn't believe in the jump in, but it's okay because he gets the command grab.
Oh no.
Big damage on deck.
This is not going to kill, is it? No. Okay, not going to kill just yet. Puts him in.
And the stanky leg does enough damage. He tried to wake up clothesline from hell, but Cyclone